What if everything you believed about Lestat was only the beginning? What if the biggest betrayal was not the blood that was spilled, but the truth? That was finally revealed. Episode 7 changes everything, and by the end of this video, you will understand every hidden detail, every emotional moment, and the shocking ending that could completely change the future of this story. Stay with me until the end because the final scene contains a clue that almost everyone missed, and it could reveal what happens next. If you love deep vampire stories full of mystery and hidden meanings, make sure you subscribe because we break down every episode in detail. Episode opens with a heavy feeling of silence, but that silence is more dangerous than any battle after. Everything that happened before, every character is carrying emotional scars that refuse to heal. Story immediately reminds us that memories cannot always be trusted. Every character remembers events different. Library version hides another secret that becomes one of the biggest themes of the finale. As the story continues, we see the consequences of every decision made throughout the season. Nothing feels random. Every conversation has a hidden meaning. Every expression hides pain. Every silence speaks louder than words. In question slowly grows inside our minds. Did we really know Lestat at all? For the entire season, many viewers saw him as a monster. Others believed he was simply misunderstood. Deepest 7 refuses to give an easy answer. Instead, it shows a complicated character filled with love, pride, anger, loneliness, and regret. That is what makes this finale so powerful. Before we continue, tell me in the comments, do you think Lestat deserves forgiveness, or has he crossed a line that can never be Rossetti? Really want to know your opinion because this episode creates one of the biggest debates of the entire season. As the story moves forward, every relationship begins to collapse under the weight of hidden truth. Stress disappears, fear grows stronger, love becomes dangerous, tension continues to rise because nobody knows who will survive emotionally or physically. One of the most emotional parts of the episode is watching characters struggle between revenge and forgiveness. They want justice, they want peace, but they cannot have both. That conflict creates some of the strongest moments of the finale. Then comes another shocking revelation. People telling this story may not be completely reliable. Their memories contain gaps. Tire emotions change the truth. Their guilt reshapes the past. This completely changes how we should look at everything we have watched since the beginning. Suddenly, scenes that once looked simple now have completely different meanings. This is brilliant storytelling because the audience is forced to question every memory, every conversation, and every emotional confession just when it feels like the story is slowing down. Another surprise appears. The emotional confrontation becomes impossible to ignore. Characters finally speak words they have buried for years. Some confess love, some reveal hatred, some admit guilt. Every line carries emotional weight. One of the greatest strengths of this episode is that nobody is completely innocent. Everyone has made terrible choices. Everyone carries pain. Everyone has lost something precious. That makes every conflict feel realistic, even inside a supernatural world. If you are still watching, you are about to hear the detail that many viewers completely missed. Watch carefully during the final moments. Ending is designed to make you question what is real and what is only another version of the truth. It is exactly why fans are already creating countless theories. Yes, ending also leaves the future wide open. Several important mysteries remain unanswered. Can Lestat truly escape his past? Can broken relationships ever be repaired? Can love survive after so much betrayal? These questions become the emotional foundation for everything that comes next. Another reason this finale works so well is because it never depends only on action. Instead, it uses emotions as its greatest weapon. Conversations hurt more than any fight. Silence feels louder than screams. The memories become more dangerous than monsters. That emotional storytelling is what separates this series from ordinary vampire dramas. Now, let us talk about Lestat himself. This episode finally shows that beneath all the confidence and power lives someone deeply afraid of being abandoned. Many of his worst decisions were driven by fear instead of cruelty. It does not excuse his actions, but it helps explain why he became the person we see today. Great stories never create perfect heroes or perfect villains. They create complicated people. That is exactly what this episode achieves. Its finale also reminds us that love can become both a blessing and a curse. Same emotions that bring people together can also destroy everything around. The memory relationship in this story proves that painful truth is the final scenes arrive. The atmosphere becomes unforgettable. The look, every word, every pause carries enormous emotional power. Instead of giving complete answers, the episode leaves viewers with unforgettable questions. That is why people will continue discussing this finale for a long time. In my final review, that episode 7 delivers one of the strongest emotional endings of the season. It combines mystery, psychological drama, horror, romance, and tragedy into one unforgettable experience. Some viewers may want more direct answers, others will appreciate the emotional complexity and hidden meanings. Personally, I believe this finale succeeds because it respects the intelligence of the audience and allows viewers to discover new details every time they watch it. Again, if you enjoyed this complete breakdown, make sure you subscribe because the next chapter could become even more shocking. Leave your biggest theory in the comments, because I read every single Oni, and remember, sometimes the greatest monsters are not created by darkness, they are created by loneliness, betrayal, and love. Everything has been leading to this moment. The season finale is expected to answer the biggest questions while creating even bigger mysteries for the future. But what exactly should fans expect? It is what we are going to break down. Stay until the end, because the final prediction could completely change the way you look at everything that has happened this season. First thing fans should expect is a massive emotional confrontation. The story has never been only about vampires, it has always been about love, betrayal, guilt, and the price of immortality. That means the finale will likely focus more on emotional battles than physical fights. The biggest question is whether Lestat can finally face the consequences of every decision he has made. Throughout the season, he has shown confidence and power, but beneath that powerful image, there has always been fear, loneliness, and regret. Finale could finally force him to confront the one thing he has spent centuries trying to escape, his own past. Another major expectation is the truth finally coming into the light. Many scenes this season have suggested that every character has been hiding something. Some secrets were protected to save relationships, if ours were hidden to protect themselves. Finale could reveal information that completely changes how viewers understand earlier episodes. That would encourage fans to rewatch the entire season looking for clues they missed the first time. Here is something many viewers are talking about. Cold. The finale completely changed our opinion of Lestat. Until now, fans have been divided. Some believe he is the villain, others believe he is simply misunderstood. Finale has the opportunity to show that the truth exists somewhere between those two. Idealistic kind of emotional complexity is exactly what makes this series different from other vampire stories. Another expectation is that relationships will reach a breaking point. Trust has already been damaged, old wounds continue to grow deeper. Finale could force characters to choose between forgiveness and revenge. No matter which path they choose, someone will pay a heavy price. That emotional conflict could become the true climax of the season. Own prediction that deserves attention involves the theme of memory. This season has repeatedly reminded viewers that memories are not always reliable. If the finale reveals another hidden version of past events, it could completely transform the story. Imagine discovering that one of the most important moments of the season never happened the way everyone believed it. That single twist would change everything. Here is another possibility that fans should not ignore. Read finale may introduce a powerful new character or tease someone who will become important in the next season. Many great television finals answer enough questions to satisfy viewers while introducing new mysteries that keep everyone excited for what comes next. This series has the perfect opportunity to do exactly that. Ending itself will probably leave audiences talking for weeks instead of providing complete closure. The final moments could deliver one unforgettable surprise, perhaps a shocking decision, perhaps an unexpected betrayal, perhaps a reunion nobody expected, or perhaps a final image that raises more questions than answers. Those are the endings that stay with audiences long after the credits finish. Now, let me ask you something. What do you believe will happen in the final? Will Lestat find redemption? Will someone important will an old secret finally be exposed? Leave your prediction in the comments, because it will be interesting to see who gets closest before the finale. Rivazone thing is almost certain. Writers know this is the moment fans have been waiting for. Every emotional storyline, every mystery, and every hidden clue has been building toward this final chapter. Whether the ending brings hope, heartbreak, or complete chaos, viewers should prepare for an unforgettable conclusion. If these predictions become reality, the finale could become one of the most talked about television events of the year. Subscribe for the complete ending breakdown as soon as the finale is released, because we will analyze every hidden clue, every major twist, and every question left behind. Final chapter is almost here. All that remains is to discover which predictions become reality and which surprises nobody sees coming. Before we reach the end, there is one final theory that deserves much more attention. Many fans have been focused on the obvious conflicts, but the biggest surprise could come from something much quieter. Throughout the season, the writers have carefully planted emotional moments that seemed small at first or simple conversation. A lingering look of memory that felt incomplete as moments may actually be the foundation of the entire final life. That theory is correct, then the ending will not be remembered because of a single shocking scene. It will be remembered because every clue was hiding in plain sight. Another expectation is that the finale will leave at least one major mystery unanswered. That is how great television keeps audiences invested. Instead of closing every door, the story opens a brand new chapter. Fans leave excited rather than disappointed. The biggest question is what direction the next season will take. Will it explore redemption? Will it focus on revenge, or will it introduce an even greater threat that changes everything? There is another possibility that many viewers are discussing. Finale could completely shift the balance of power. A character who seemed weak throughout the season may suddenly become the most dangerous person in the story. That kind of twist would surprise everyone because the clues have been subtle from the very beginning. An emotional moment could also redefine the entire relationship between the central character Samides. A single confession can change years of pain. Sometimes one difficult truth can destroy a bond forever. That emotional uncertainty is exactly what keeps viewers emotionally connected. Here is another prediction. Final scene may not give viewers immediate answers. Instead, it could end with a powerful image that invites endless discussion. Those endings often become the most memorable because every fan sees something different. Some will see hope, some will see tragedy, others will discover hidden meanings after watching the episode. Again, that is the sign of thoughtful storytelling. No matter how the finale ends, one thing seems certain: the journey of these characters is far from over. Every sacrifice, every betrayal, and every difficult choice has shaped who they have becometh. Consequences of those decisions will continue long after the season ends. No, I want to hear from you. What is your biggest prediction for the finale? Do you think Lestat will finally find peace here? Do you believe his darkest chapter is still ahead? Share your theory in the comments because some of the best predictions come from viewers like you. If you have enjoyed these season finale expectations, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. As soon as the finale is released, we will break down every scene, every hidden clue, every character decision, and every unanswered question. Until then, keep watching closely because sometimes the smallest detail becomes the biggest revelation.